Hey guys, Kashyap here, and today we're going to learn about syntax and comments in Python. This is going to be a relatively short video because we're only going to go a bit of theory and just a bit of writing code, not too much. So let's first talk about syntax. Think of syntax kind of like grammar for English language. It's a set of rules that keeps order in the language. And the same can apply to programming languages, especially Python, where it's very, very similar to English. So these rules could be something like spacing or indentation. Indentation is also like when, if I do a for loop for I in a range of 5, indentation just lets us give order. So it defines the scope. So if I have a function over here, this is a new scope. This is a local scope, right? Whereas this over here is a global scope, right? So this is a global scope, var a is a global scope, and main function is a local scope. So you see over here, indentation is what defines the scope. If I remove this, I'm going to have an error over here because there's supposed to be an expected indent block. So yeah, this is just one of the few examples where it applies syntax. So this is just one of the few rules in Python. Another rule could be like, you don't have to define a data type. A data type just meaning what type of data it is. So I don't have to say int a is equal to 2, right? It's going to get confused because that's not how you define a variable. You can, however, define a variable in a different way using typing. But this is the most conventional way. And this is the proper syntax to define a variable, right? This is how you properly define a variable. Same goes for if statements, right? If I did this, it would throw me an error because there's no indent there. But if I did this works. Now, speaking of indentation, it is usually a tab or 4 spaces, but you can also change it to something like 2 spaces, right? The most conventional one is just 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a normal indent block. This, however, is also a normal indent block. It depends on your preference. One thing you do have to make sure, though, is that you are using the same type of indent in one scope. So if I have this, if true, right? This is an if statement. We're not caring about that right now. If I did this and I did 2 spaces and I did print hello, right? Printing hello to the console. But if I did this again and I did print hello, the interpreter won't accept this because these two have different indent spaces. These two have different indent blocks. So you have to make sure that in the same scope, there's the same level of indentation, right? Now, there are other rules for syntax stuff. So like, if I did for I in range of len of 5, this would throw us an error because you can't do a length of a constant value, right? This, however, is completely accepted. So yeah, in summary, syntax is a set of rules for us to keep order in the language and to let the compiler do its job without throwing errors. Let's talk about comments. So comments just basically let the people reading your code understand a bit better. That could be yourself. That could be other people reviewing your code. So if you're on GitHub and you're posting your code publicly for open source purposes, then you would have to use comments. You don't have to, but it's good practice to use comments if you really, really want to let the reader know what's happening with this block of code. So if I said print, my God, right? This is a statement. But if the person didn't know what it meant, I could put a comment saying, this prints hello world to the console. Okay, that's a comment. So a comment is started off with a hashtag. And the way comments work is that the compiler or interpreter or whatever it is, doesn't matter what language it is. Most languages use double slashes, right? Python uses a hashtag to like indicate comments. And what happens is that the interpreter in Python just ignores this line fully. It just ignores whatever is over here, right? You can also do inline comments, meaning that you could do it after a statement. This prints hello world to the console, right? This also works. But let's say I wanted to do multiple lines of comments, right? Let's say I wanted to do this. Hello. I name is Cashew. Let's say I want to do this. But this is a lot of tedious work because I have to do a hashtag for every singular line. And that's why you can use multi-line comments. And you can use multi-line comments by just simply doing 3 quotation marks. Don't care about this. This is just a extension I have that lets me use docstrings really easily. We'll talk about those later on when it comes to formatting. But yeah, this is a multi-line comment. Anything inside here is considered as a comment. Nothing happens, see? But once I go outside, boom. So yeah, comments let the reader know what's happening in your code. I'm actually using comments for one of my projects. If you go over to here and I go here, this project has quite a bit of comments. I mean, not too many, but see, for a Discord bot, this is a role, and I have to let them know that this is the role for my server, but if you want to use it for any other server, you can change it to admin or whatever your main server role is. And you can also use comments to, let the user know when you're ending a certain part of your code. Like, this is for role-specific commands. Like, this is for admin, specific roles, maybe like, I don't know, moderator roles, etc., etc. But yeah, in summary, commands let the reader know what's happening in your code and better understand it. And the syntax for comments is hashtag for single line comments, and then code like pass, and then hashtag after that, after the statement for inline comments, and triple quotation for multi-line comments. In other languages such as C++ or Java, multi-line comments start off with this. Right, I mean, they just show it actually. It's better to show. Main.c++. Okay, so multi-line comments in languages like C++ start off with a backslash, a asterisk. See this? It already automatically does it for us, and then ends off with a asterisk and a backslash. So slash, asterisk, and then reverse of that is to end the comment. So yeah, that's an introduction to syntax and comments in Python. I hope you guys understand a bit of it. If not, just let me know in the comments below. Also join the Discord in my description below. I will also post the code to this whole YouTube section, like all of these YouTube videos that I'll be making. All the code for it will be in the GitHub description below. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.